Welcome back. If you are joining us on this episode, but you'd like to start from the beginning of Corbie's 2023 interview, just check out the description box below and click the link that will take you to the beginning. And don't forget to subscribe to my Substack for my weekly Sunday newsletter called This Week in the Sky, where I let you all know what's coming up astrologically for the next week, any retrogrades, direct motion, full moons, new moons, unique transits, and I also offer a tarot reading for all of you for the week ahead. So I hope to see you there. And now for part 3 of Corbie Mitleid's 2023 interview. I want to go back to your books.
Okay.
So we've got 3 books. We've got The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, How to Find the Real Wizards and Avoid the Flying Monkeys, right? Like what you would say is the charlatans or the people who say they can do it. Yeah. Then we have Clean Out Your Life Closet, the Self-Development Project. And then you've got The Magic, Who Needs a Genie, the A-Lister's Guide to Holistic Expo Success. So I'm curious, which was your favorite to write? Like, which one was the one that you're like, yes, this is what I've been waiting to put out there?
Well, each one came from a different, I have to do this. The first one was Clean Out Your Life Closet, because in 2015, at the end of the year, I said to all my people on Facebook, what are the things that you keep tripping over most? I wanted to start planning some articles for next year. And they said clarity, adaptability, simplicity, and making friends with stress. And so that's how that book happened. The Psychic Yellow Brick Road was a have to. Did a show in Toronto, 250 booths, massive. And no matter how good the promoters are, they can't vet everybody. So across from me was Fake Gypsy, And there was someone who would come in, just, one of the audience. She was looking at us on the aisles, trying to decide where to go. And the Fake Gypsy runs out and grabs her arm. Now, this in the parlance is called hooking, and it's as bad as the other kind of hooking. But she says, oh, I need to pay $30, $40, $50. I need to jump on for 10. Come, drags the woman behind her screen. 20 minutes later, we see this woman leaving crying hysterically. And a bunch of us run over to see what happened. Well, the gypsy said, oh, you have a family curse. How many in your family? 4? You have dog? $50 every family member, $25 for dog. He smoked, we fixed. And told the woman if she didn't burn 400 specially blessed candles at the Roman Catholic Church, I bless real good. Only $1 candle. Her entire family was going to die in a car accident in 2 weeks, and the woman bought it. That's why that is my most important book, I would say, because there are lots of psychic development books out there, and there are lots of This Is Why I'm Wonderful books. But I don't care if you never come to me. If you read that book and it keeps you safe, I did my job.
That's a service right there. That's a service because that's true. It's like one of the, right now with social media, that's, people are doing the impersonating. Like every other day, I bet there's another Corbie Mitleid somewhere, telling people it's ridiculous.
We sued them, and I had to spend $7,000 to get my name trademarked and service marked.
Wow. So it has really happened to you. Like it's happened to you on a large scale.
And there are poachers. When I do my free reading hours once a month, you will have somebody
get in the comments
from Syria.
Yep.
Oh, beloved, they'll let's say Sandy, beloved, I know that I am meant to have a reading view, blah, blah, blah. But my peeps now know that's a poacher.
Yeah,
we'll block them.
I know. And the thing is like when people open up, they open up so much that they're like, oh, anybody who's walking through the comments must be a good person or this or that. And it's like, no, like we're all still human. None of us.
Muffins,
yeah, exactly. Like, no, like this is, you just listen to the person that you trust. Like you said in your book, it's probably the best to get a reference or somebody who said, oh, I went to this person and I love them.
Because you'll also get a feel for how we do it. If somebody really likes, the glitter and unicorn farts, that's not me. You want straight arrow stuff? That's me. There is a dear friend of mine. Her name is Debbie Dyer, and she reads up in the Brampton area of Ontario. When I did the standard ratio, she and I would share a booth. It would be a double booth. And she was the iron fist in a velvet glove, and I was the clue brick upside the head. Both of us were good, but totally different bedside manners. And so we would always get the correct person coming to us.
I love that because then, yeah, exactly. The person who comes to the booth can feel the energy of both of
Mm-hmm.
you, but they can
Yes.
trust that both of you are, not only real and legitimate, but you
Mm-hmm.
both are there to offer what it is that you have and not, my beloved, come to me. I've been feeling an energy off of you. Like, stop it. Stop it. Like none of it. I mean, and
Please.
that's what you said before too, is that you have to have professionalism. No professional psychic is going to message you in a comment. It is an
So
unspoken ethical rule. I think that
that's
that's
right.
probably, I mean, out of all of the rules that you could put out there, I think that all of us, it's sort of somewhere in the back of our mind, don't do that. Like that's just not what we
Mm-hmm.
do. Like you don't
It
have to
is
write
not.
that down.
It's unethical, and it means you can't get your own business right there. But people need to treat us professionally as well. Unfortunately, when you're at a psychic fair, a lot of people will look at you like you're a burger, a latte, or a car wash. And I've had people stand in front of me that say, "All right, tell me something you couldn't know about me. And if you're right, I'll have a reading." And I smile and I say, "I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't roll over and fetch either." And I turn my back and they don't get a reading. And I've had someone, I take 15 minutes every 2 hours to clean my brain out. And I was trying to wolf down a sandwich. And a guy leans over my front table, pokes my sandwich with his finger, and says, "You don't need to be eating right now. My wife wants a reading." My front person slid in front. And of course, he was not in the booth at all. But
Oh
that's,
my.
oh, yeah. Some people love us, and some people love to see, can I screw the psychic? And, in, I think, both books, Brick Road and Genie, there's a chapter on pay fair to play fair. We get this all the time. "Well, you're not doing anything. Why don't you read me for half price? Can me and my friend come in and only pay for one reading?" And tell you what, do a free reading for me. And if you're really good, I'll bring you lots of people tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good one.
And yeah, I really want a reading. And they stare at you, waiting for you to feel guilty. Or, "What do you mean you won't give me a free reading? You're not very spiritual."
Oh
And
my
I
God.
say, now, you take all five of those and you put something different in it. And you say to people, "How's this?" To your hairdresser, "You're not doing anything right now. Why don't you cut my hair for half price?" To the plumber, "Can you fix my shower and then install my dishwasher, but only charge me for one service call?" To the restaurant, "Tell you what, why don't you send over a bunch of beer and wings, and if it's good, I'll send people to the restaurant." To the dressmaker, "I really want that dress for my prom." Stop, stare, wait. And to a doctor, "What do you mean you won't cure me for free? You're not very compassionate. You want me to die, don't you?" And people say, "That's ridiculous." And I say, it's the same thing with us.
It's the exact same thing. Who would say that's ridiculous? That's so no, that's exact. You have to have that mentality. If you don't, you're honestly going to get eaten alive. Like that's the
Mhm.
other thing is it's like it's protecting you, like exactly what you're saying. It's
So
your
many,
self-protection.
so many rookies think money is bad and they're guilty for taking it. No, look, you're going to pay $10 for somebody in Jackson Square, New Orleans. You are going to pay a hell of a lot more for me. Why? 50 years, certifications, full time, books, radio, television, international rep. No, I'm not going to read you for $10, honey.
And what's also very interesting, I've found, especially working at parties and stuff like that, because people
Yeah.
aren't coming to you with a question. I mean, somebody might have a question and you just happen to be there, but most of the time I've been very fortunate. Most people are curious, but you do get that odd person that's like, so what is this? What's the thing you're doing? What's and it's sort of like you just start shutting down. And I noticed
I
that
don't. I giggle.
I
I giggle.
I start shutting down because it's still I'm not 50 years yet. Like I'm still like trying to figure out my bedside manner. But I've noticed I'm very good with psychic work and I'm terrible with guessing. So, like, anytime I guess something, meaning like, if a friend of mine or somebody is like, "Oh, what's the sex of the baby?" It's like, I don't turn it on unless we're, actually in some kind of a reading. Like, I'm not, I'm a normal
That's true.
human.
That's good. But you got to remind people, even the best of us are only 85% accurate.
Yeah,
The only one 100% accurate is God, and he's not doing phone readings this week.
that's right. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And so I noticed when at these parties, exactly what you're talking about, it's like, because we're just sitting there in this one, you at least had like the barrier of a certain amount of money, like that person has to pay a certain amount of money. But if you're getting paid by the host And so everybody can kind of come up. That is the experience you get. And so it is like you kind of have to figure out how to put that wall up between you and another person. It is a very vulnerable position that you're put in if you're new to it, if you're still learning it, if you're still getting better at it. So it's have compassion for yourself. Just shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do corporate things. Believe it or not, a local eye care company had their 20th anniversary on Saturday, and I was the entertainment for the clients. So basically, if someone had no idea, I would do 10-card Celtic spread general, and they say, now let's look at your subsections: relationships, mothers may spy on their children any way they like, career. I used to be an executive recruiter. I love those. So I would get people, and those who really had stuff, they were fine. But just realize that. Now, the other thing that I talk about, and it's a thing I talk about in Genie, is what do you do if there are kids? Now, I won't read kids under 18 generally, because don't waste $50 for 15 minutes asking me who's taking you to the prom. If the kid is an indigo child, having things happen, then I will happily do a mentoring session with them, okay? But let's say that you're at an expo and it's cheek by jowl, and so a woman comes in and she's got a little 2-year-old muffin sitting on her lap, and you're trying to read, and the kid is ritzing, and the kid says, "Mommy, mommy, want a card, mommy, mommy, mommy." And, what are you going to do? The mother looks at you and says, "Please, can Muffin pull a card?" If all you have is a tarot deck, what are you going to do if it's, "Oh, look, Muffin, death"? You don't do that. So I have a kid's deck. It's called Cat Wisdom. And they're cute kitties. Take a closer look.
So
okay.
Adorable.
Express yourself. Share to be different.
Oh my God, and you're so smart.
Muffin can pull this out. And Muffin has her card, and then we go back to reading.
Kitty Muffin.
Right, and Muffin doesn't have nightmares. So
exactly. Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, with parties too, if you don't have a question, it's very interesting when people come up and say, "Okay, tell me something." And my bedside manner, sometimes I'll blurt out, like, you got to have something, because your life is probably not as interesting as you think it is. Like, I mean, what do you think I'm going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? Like, it's just very, or the timidity of, like, I'm so nervous of what you're going to say. I'm like, this is like a 15-minute reading. I am not going to talk about, the fact that you might get hit by a car later. Like, we're not doing that.
Don't be afraid to say, in 15 minutes, I want to get right to it. What's the most important thing you want to know today? Right now, go.
Yeah.
And then they will respond.
I love that. Ooh, writing that down. Ugh.
Please do. It's funny. You always get hit with, prove it, tell me something. Anytime I would cross over from New York to Ontario to do a show, guaranteed the Canadian customs person at the booth would say, "Oh yeah, you're a psychic, tell me something." And I would look at them and go, "You're underpaid, you're overworked, and you can't understand why all the Americans are such bastards." And they would laugh, and I would go right through.
That's so good.
I have done stand-up comedy about You Think a Psychic's Life is Easy.
I saw that on your video. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so great. It's not easy at all, everybody. It's not. You really are. You do have to just love it, because it can be a very thankless job a lot of the times. I mean, it's really beautiful when you have a moment with somebody that they really, they were so happy they were vulnerable with you. They're so happy that they came to you. And that's your quiet, like, this is why I do this. But nobody's writing banners, and putting them out there. Like, nobody, it's not a job you chase for the accolades necessarily. It's a job you go into because you love it. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I don't know if in one of the books it was a matter of you have to trust what you're saying. There was, all my good stories are Canadian. There was a woman in Kitchener that she sat down with me, and there were a couple of challenging things that I told her, and she looks at me and she goes, "You suck," and she walks away. Okay, fine, live and be well. Who's the first person in my chair next time I'm back in Kitchener? She sits down. She goes, "Last time I said you sucked." I said, "Yes, I remember. Because you told me that I was going to take in a boarder, and then I was going to want to sell my house. And I thought that was bull. But my daughter got pregnant and moved home, and now I want to sell my house to raise my grandson. And I still don't like you, but I want to know what else you see. Don't shoot the messenger." You know?
Absolutely. Yes, that's such a good story. Exactly. Well, okay, so we talked a little bit about, new psychics, budding psychics, but so if you were to analyze a new psychic, or like just the way that, this new modern person is coming up into the world, and someone
Mhm.
who's recently connected with their gifts, somebody who wants to connect with their gifts, what advice would you give them to help them improve or help them grow?
Number one, you don't have to do everything. When the universe hands you your draft notice and you take it, then the universe goes rifling in your internal file cabinet. I have to find a modern thing for that. Um, to see what you got. Now, I was an actress, so I understand character arcs. Words are my drug of choice. I'm a writer, so I can tell the stories. And I have adored history since I was a wee thing in single digits. That's why my gifts are tarot and oracles, which tell stories, and past life retrieval.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And remember, if you'd like to know what's going on in the week ahead, or if you'd like to get a weekly tarot reading, go ahead and subscribe to my Substack, and you will receive the Sunday newsletter, This Week in the Sky. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Take care.